back of your head is already screaming.
I know. It looks good on the tube, too. All right, here we go. Welcome to Academic Challenge. My name is Jim Gifford, your host and moderator. Today we're featuring the teams from Coloma and New Buffalo. We are in the quarterfinals of our single elimination tournament. And the winner here will move on to the next round, and we'll face Berrien Springs next week. WSJM's Academic Challenge featuring scholastic competition involving high schools from Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties. Sponsored by Southwestern Michigan College, Lake Michigan College, Western Michigan University Southwest, and by Chemical Bank. So let's meet the teams, and we'll start with New Buffalo. Just step up to the microphone here, folks, and tell us your names.
David.
What's your surname?
Yeah, give us the whole thing there.
David Height.
Liam Beers. Caleb Brown. Ian Kirkpatrick.
And your coach?
Miss Cook.
Miss Cook, all right. And from Coloma?
I'm Mary Corbett.
Mr. Connor J. Rockhill.
Kristen Mathis.
Thank you for the informality. And your coach?
Sarah Glisson and Terry Sheehan.
Very nice. Thank you all. Here are the basic rules. In the first and second halves, we will announce the value of each question before it is asked. When you press your buzzer, make sure that you wait until you are recognized before you give your answer. If you don't, I'll give you one warning. The second time, then we dismiss your answer and allow the other side to answer it. No consultation allowed in these rounds. There will be in the 60-second round. We'll discuss that later. I'll be your scorekeeper and co-judge, and Bill Klein here will be the other co-judge, and we'll be asking the questions. Is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let us do it, Mr. Klein, when you are ready.
For 5 points, when you read in the Bible or in Shakespeare that somebody gave up the ghost, what does that mean?
Liam, New Buffalo.
They didn't receive communion.
Incorrect.
Coloma? 5 seconds. Connor?
They told the truth.
Somebody died. For 15 points, what awful secret hidden in Thornfield Hall is the obstacle to Mr. Rochester's chances for romance with Jane Eyre, who leaves Thornfield when she finds out?
And that's time.
His insane first wife is locked upstairs because he's already married.
Rather a dark theme we're working on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now here we go. A math question for 20 points. All the faces of a 4-inch cube have been painted. If this cube is cut into 1-inch cubes, how many 1-inch cubes will have paint on none of their faces?
And they're at time there as well.
8. For 10 points, this Subway rival, which would probably be an appropriate sponsor of the National Academic Championship, dates back to a restaurant opened in 1981 in Denver. Name it.
Connor, Coloma.
Quiznos.
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 15 points, which two of the following four are vector quantities? Velocity, mass, speed, force, time.
David, New Buffalo.
Time and velocity.
Incorrect answer.
Coloma, 5 seconds. Connor?
Velocity and force.
That is a correct answer for 15 points. For 20 points, this distinctively British adverb created a sensation when it was first used on the stage in George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion, when Liza Doolittle delivered a famous line. What was the word?
Time.
Not so sensational these days. Bloody. Typical British. For 15 points, in the French alphabet, the mark placed above the letter C to give it the sound of S is called what?
David, New Buffalo.
Eclat.
Incorrect answer.
Coloma.
No Frenchman. Sevilla. For 20 points, who put Edward V in the Tower of London and proclaimed himself king?
Time.
Edward III, or Richard III. Sorry, there's too many Edwards in there anyway. For 5 points, what branch of the healing arts is symbolized by the mortar and pestle?
We got in David, New Buffalo.
Herbology.
Incorrect answer.
Coloma. 5 seconds. Connor.
Alchemy?
Pharmacy.
Pretty much the same thing.
My daughter's a pharmacist. For 15 points, identify the chess move leading to the exchange for any piece of the player's choice when a pawn reaches the 8th rank.
Time.
No chess players. It's queening or pawn promotion. For 10 points, a curmudgeon is a gruff, blunt person. How do you spell curmudgeon?
Mary, Coloma.
Curmudgeon.
That is the correct answer for 10 points. For 5 points, quickly now, what is the smallest positive 3-digit even number?
Mary, Coloma.
100.
It's the correct answer for 5 points. For 20 points, name all 6 presidents Gilbert Stuart painted during his lifetime.
Time.
Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, and John Quincy Adams. The first 5 presidents. First 6 presidents. For 15 points, 2 Simons were apostles. Simon Peter and a Simon known as this, now meaning fanatic.
Mary, Coloma.
Zealot.
That's the correct answer for 15 points. For 20 points, Archimedes was the ancient Greek scientist who made an important scientific discovery in his bathtub. But what ancient Greek philosopher was said to live in his bathtub?
David, New Buffalo.
Aristotle.
Incorrect answer.
Coloma. Connor.
Diogenes?
That's the correct answer for 20 points. You got to remember, in those days, bathtubs were pretty big. For 5 points, the Pledge of Allegiance, shredded wheat, and the Ferris wheel all made their debut at the World's Fair in which city in 1893?
David, New Buffalo.
Chicago.
Correct answer for 5 points.
The Buffalo's on the board.
For 5 points, there is a technical literary name for a long poem which recounts the adventures of a great hero. What is such a poem called?
Mary, Coloma.
Oh, sorry.
An epic.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 5 points, invented in 1731 by John Hadley, this instrument is used at sea to determine a ship's latitude. What instrument?
Mary, Coloma.
A sextant.
Correct answer for 5 points. For 20 points, what Wisconsin city has the same name as a French dramatist?
David, New Buffalo.
Milwaukee.
Incorrect answer.
Coloma.
Racine, Wisconsin. For 20 points, the Battle of Fredericksburg and the Battle of Chancellorsville were fought in the valley of which important river?
Liam, New Buffalo.
The Potomac.
Incorrect answer.
Coloma. Mary.
Mississippi.
The Rappahannock. It was the Army of the Potomac. 15 points. The Green Bay Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls. Name their 2 defeated opponents.
Connor, Coloma.
The Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions.
Oh, that should be worth negative points.
Buffalo, want to give it a shot? David?
The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys.
See, you guys are all too young. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders. Both in the AFL at that time.
And this will be the final question in the first round.
Oh, goody. It's a math question. For 10 points, a tent that was originally selling for $150 was put on sale for $90. What was the discount rate?
Connor, Coloma.
40% off.
That is a correct answer for 10 points.
That will wrap up the first half of today's Academic Challenge. We'll be back with the score and the 62nd round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Of course.
If you were looking for the complete answer, Diogenes.
Nicely done. Oh, next one I'm just vector quantities like
All right, then.
Oh, Zealot was a complete guess.
That was good.
All righty. Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm. Come back.
Here we
Thanks.
come back. At the end of the first half, the score, Coloma 95, New Buffalo 5. And we move on to the 62nd round. You'll have 3 categories to choose from. We'll give you 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 questions as you can. Each one is worth 10 points, and there will be a 20-point bonus if you answer all 10 within the time limit. You're encouraged to consult with one another at this point. The answers must come from the team captain. You have the ability to pass on a question if you don't know. After the minute is up, the opposing team will have a chance to answer any of the questions that you could not answer. And New Buffalo, you are in arrears at the moment. So you have the first choice of these categories, and they are writer, painter, musician, that's one category, colors, or reading. Writer, painter, musician, colors, or reading. What do you like?
Colors.
They're going with colors. Bill will start the start the 60 seconds when you start reading.
All right, colors. What color were most 19th century American schoolhouses painted?
White.
Incorrect. London's pea soup fogs were mostly dark, but also had the tinge of what color?
Green.
Correct answer. Most German wines of any consequence are of what color?
White.
Correct. What color light is displayed on the port side of a boat?
Green.
Incorrect. What color are a cherry tree's flowers?
Pink.
Incorrect. What are the three primary colors for a theater lighting technician?
Red, green, blue.
That is correct answer. Three words are colors that do not rhyme with any other words. Name any one of them.
Orange.
That's correct answer.
4 correct. Total to 40 points. And Coloma, you will now have 60 seconds to answer any of them that they passed on or did not get correct. Bill?
What color were most 19th century American schoolhouses painted?
Red.
Correct answer. What color light is displayed on the port side of a boat?
Blue.
Incorrect. Is red. What color are a cherry tree's flowers?
White.
Correct. That was it.
All right.
They got 2 for 20.
2 correct for Coloma for 20 points. That'll wrap up our 6. Well, no, we don't. We got another one to go, don't we? All right, never mind.
It's a turn. You get a turn here. Even though he said the Bears were big losers, I'm going to give him a chance. You know, it's okay.
All right. Coloma, you now have a chance to choose from the 2 remaining categories, and they are writer, painter, musician, or reading. What are we going to do? Writer, painter, musician, or reading?
We'll take reading.
Reading.
Yeah.
All right, then. And Bill, 60 seconds when you start.
He was a famous archer and outlaw of medieval England.
Robin Hood.
Correct. This book by Robert Louis Stevenson deals with a person with a dual personality.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Correct. What do Ray Bradbury, Jules Verne's, and H.G. Wells have in common?
Science fiction writers.
Correct. In what mountain area did Rip Van Winkle fall asleep?
Pass.
Who was the main character in The Hobbit?
Bilbo Baggins.
Correct. He was known as a boy who did not wish to grow up.
Peter Pan.
Correct. Alexander Selkirk's adventures inspired this book.
Pass.
Dr. Joseph Bell's life inspired this fictional character.
Pass.
This hero of Sir Walter Scott's marries Rowena.
And that's time.
Okay, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 correct for a total of 50 points. That means there are 5 that New Buffalo can take, right? Or
No, they didn't get the last
all of them.
one,
All right.
so.
Well, New Buffalo, you have a chance to answer the ones they missed or passed on.
All right. In what mountain range area did Rip Van Winkle fall asleep?
Alps.
The Catskills. Alexander Selkirk's adventures inspired this book.
No answer.
Robinson Crusoe. Dr. Joseph Bell's life inspired this fictional character.
No answer.
Sherlock Holmes. This hero of Sir Walter Scott's marries Rowena.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Ivanhoe.
Goose egg.
Goose egg.
There's no score for New Buffalo. That, in fact, ends our 60-second round. We'll check the scores and conclude the game next here on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Answering all those questions. All those reading questions.
We get a little something on each of your schools that you can share with us.
Good luck to you.
Oh. can't even read what you're writing.
I'm Danny.
I'll come to you captains, and you can either take it or hand it off as you see fit.
No, you have to do it.
No.
I'll read it. I'll read it.
Can you read it?
Escanaba.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is that in Michigan?
I think it's close. It's right there.
Kendall.
No, I know sort of.
I know. I didn't take. I didn't take it.
College.
What do we got? Danny down here instead of Ian?
Yep.
Okay.
And we got Tori over here.
Oh, and Tori.
Oh, we got a Tori's Liam
Sure.
now. Sorry.
All right. We'll get you guys to introduce yourselves as well before we get to the final round.
Tori. I don't know who that is. She used to be in what?
Well,
90210.
this could be a long match.
Dan was a famous producer and director.
Yeah.
Or you could be an Englishman.
Yeah. Welcome to the match, Troy. You don't mind if we just sit here and laugh at you, do you?
We won, though.
Yeah, but we missed Ian's. Night's still young.
Alrighty. Everybody ready? Let's do this thing, shall we? The score at the end of the 62nd round, Coloma 155, New Buffalo 45. And it is time now to find out a little bit about what's happening at each of our participating schools. Let's start with Coloma with Captain Mary.
I'm deferring to Connor.
And here's Connor.
Hi, I'm Connor. Coloma has had a very productive last few weeks. Today, our choir is attending the Southwestern Michigan Vocal Festival at Western Michigan University. Our band took all ones in their festival this week. The girls' bowling team is ranked 3rd in the state. Also today, our welding class is on a field trip to tour local machine shops, and our robotics team, club, is competing in Escanaba. Our art teacher, Miss M, received an $800 grant for an art department field trip to Kendall College of Art and Design. Finally, our spring sports are starting, so good luck to all the athletes on the golf, girls tennis, softball, baseball, girls soccer, and track teams. I'm a member of the track team. Thank you.
You run in the snow?
No.
I wonder if the football team would refer to you as the academic challenge team. All right, let's find out a little bit about New Buffalo. David, what do you got?
Well, we would first like to say hi to all the students at NBHS and congratulate both our girls and boys basketball teams for winning districts and advancing to the regional finals. 3 of our teams for Michigan Envirothon placed in the top 5 in our region, and our senior team is guaranteed to go to state competition in May. We would like to also congratulate our art students for winning 20-plus art awards this year and being recognized on the national level. Next weekend, our drama department is performing a production of Willy Wonka, and our band received all ones in the MSBOA festival. Also, our science teacher, Mr. Eberly, was named Michigan Science Teacher of the Year.
Very nice. Thank you, David. A couple of substitutions on the New Buffalo team. Step up to the microphone. Identify yourselves. You are? You're the substitute.
I'm Tori McHugh.
Tori McHugh. And?
I am Danny Ballage.
Danny Ballage. All right. Welcome. Let's get on with it here. Let's begin the second half of today's academic challenge between Coloma and New Buffalo. Bill, when you are ready.
For 5 points, when Hitler became Chancellor of Germany in 1933, he ushered in 12 years of Nazi rule, which brought devastation to Europe and much of the rest of the world, along with the deaths of 50 million people. 13 million of them in what centers?
David, New Buffalo.
Concentration camps?
That's a correct answer for 5 points. For 15 points, Capitol Hill is in Washington. Nob Hill is in San Francisco. Where is Beacon Hill?
David, New Buffalo.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Incorrect.
Coloma. Connor.
San Francisco.
Incorrect. That's Boston. For 5 points, from which church in Boston were the lanterns hung for Paul Revere?
David, New Buffalo.
North Church.
I believe it is.
That was-
The Old North Church, which is why it's called Beacon Hill.
Was that 5?
Hey.
5 points.
All right.
Good job.
For 10 points, the left hand of the Statue of Liberty holds a tablet on which is inscribed July 4th, 1776. In Roman numerals, 4 is capital I, capital V. What is 1776 in Roman numerals?
And that's time.
MDCCLXXVI. Wow. For 10 points, what process finds out the concentration of a solution by slowly adding a solution of known concentration in the presence of an indicator?
Mary, Coloma.
Titration.
It's a correct answer for 10 points. You might want to get your pencils out for this one. It's not math, but you might want to use your pencils. Name these 3 early Hollywood stars after I give you these nicknames: The Little Tramp, America's Sweetheart, and The Man of 1,000 Faces.
Time.
I thought Tori Spelling would know this. Charlie Chaplin was The Little Tramp. Mary Pickford was America's Sweetheart. And Lon Chaney was The Man of 1,000 Faces. For 5 points, do you know the name of a large lake located northwest of Provo and south of Pocatello?
Tori, New Buffalo.
Superior.
Incorrect answer.
Coloma.
The Great Salt Lake. For 15 points, one of Africa's most celebrated wonders is Victoria Falls, a 5,000-foot high cataract on a river between 2 countries. The names of the 2 countries and the river all begin with Z. Name them.
David, New Buffalo.
Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zulu.
Incorrect.
Coloma. And time.
So close. It was Zimbabwe and Zambia, but the river was the Zambezi River. For 15 points, how can you put your bare finger into a cup filled with coffee and not get your finger wet?
Caleb, New Buffalo.
The coffee is still beans.
That's a correct answer. It's still dry
Nice.
coffee grounds, right? So that's 10 or 15 points for New Buffalo. 20 points. Math question. Simplify so no radical remains. The square root of 1/2 the quantity 1 minus cosine 6x.
And that is time.
The absolute value of sine of 3x. For 20 points, in terms of food processing, define and distinguish between enrichment and fortification?
David, New Buffalo.
Fortification is the adding of vitamins, while enrichment is the adding of minerals.
Incorrect.
Coloma, 5 seconds.
Enrichment is adding nutrients to food lost in processing. Fortification is adding nutrients to foods not naturally found there. Close. Here we go, another math question for 5 points. In a box, there are green, red, white, and blue marbles. If there are 6 green, 4 red, 8 white, and 2 blue marbles, what is the probability that one marble picked at random will not be white? Remember, reduce your answer to its lowest terms.
Wow. Caleb, New Buffalo.
60%.
That's a correct answer.
How about that?
For 5 points. For 10 points. In 1976, what 2 prizes did Saul Bellow win for his novel Humboldt's Gift?
Connor, Coloma.
The Pulitzer Award and the Nobel Prize in Literature?
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 5 points, what was Henry Thoreau's expression for that which Mahatma Gandhi called nonviolent non-cooperation?
Connor, Coloma.
Civil disobedience?
Correct answer for 5 points. For 10 points, British writers H.G. Wells and George Bernard Shaw supported what kind of politico-economic ideas?
Connor, Coloma.
Socialism?
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 15 points, as it nears the sun, a comet is observed to have what 3 parts?
David, New Buffalo.
Body, tail, and debris.
Incorrect.
Coloma. Time.
The nucleus, the coma or the head, and the tail. For 20 points, name the NAACP council who helped overturn Plessy versus Ferguson in 1954.
Time.
Thurgood Marshall went on to be a Supreme Court justice. For 15 points, Congress created what rank in order to honor Farragut for his victory at New Orleans?
David, New Buffalo.
The Medal of Honor.
Incorrect.
Coloma, 5 seconds.
Rear Admiral, 2-star Admiral. Social insects, termites, live in groups of a few hundred to several million, called what?
Connor, Coloma.
Troop?
Incorrect.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds.
My buzzer isn't working.
It's not. What the hell? Danny?
Colonies?
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 5 points.
Hang on a second. Let's
Fix that?
give it a shot there. Okay.
Here we go.
Let's get dramatic.
Sorry about that. Okay.
For 5 points, how do you spell eligibility?
Tori, New Buffalo.
ELIG EABILITY.
Incorrect.
Coloma for 5 seconds. Connor,
Eligibility.
That's correct for 5 points. A math question.
And it's the final one. Well,
here
yeah,
we
it's
go.
the final one of this round.
Okay, I guess we'll stick with the math question. The next one's football. I like it much better. For 20 points, find the linearization of f of x equals x cubed minus x at x equals 1.
Easy for you to say. Caleb, New Buffalo.
0.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds.
It's Coloma.
Coloma, excuse me. Somebody? Anybody? Connor?
1.
Yep, 2x minus 2.
All right,
Would you
folks.
rather had a Paul Horning question? I like that one better.
That will wrap up today's academic challenge match. We will tabulate the scores and announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest. Stand by. Okay. All right, everybody ready? Let's bring it back and wrap her up. We are back on WSJM's Academic Challenge, and to announce today's winner and thank our sponsors, the winners by a score of 195 to 85, the team from Coloma. How about a hand for the gang from Coloma? This being the quarterfinals, Coloma with that victory, you move on to the semifinals next week, and you will be facing Berrien Springs. Thank you all for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge, brought to you by Southwestern Michigan College, Lake Michigan College, Western Michigan University Southwest, and by Chemical Bank. Thank you again for joining us on Academic Challenge.
Good job, guys. Good job.